Welcome, respected sadhakas. Congratulations for being so regular in listening to these sacred shastras. And sure, they are adding up to the knowledge, conviction, and giving positive spiritual divine direction to our life. May we quickly listen, understand, quickly get convinced, thoroughly, quickly, surely enter into the path, make spiritual goal, spiritual path, spiritual sadhanas as exclusive only priorities. And thus, while involving so, discover the ultimate goal and get blessed and get the mukti. Friends, the 13 Vyaktitwas to be valued within ourselves are the Sanskrita Bhasha Jnata with Vyakarana, Prashanta Gambhira Vyaktitva, प्रेरित व्यक्तित्व परिश्रमी व्यक्तित्व साधक व्यक्तित्व श्रोतृ व्यक्तित्व जिज्ञासु व्यक्तित्व मुमुक्षु व्यक्तित्व शिष्य व्यक्तित्व भक्त व्यक्तित्व विरागी व्यक्तित्व धर्म संस्थापक व्यक्तित्व लोक सेवक व्यक्तित्व. And to develop all these, the 6 continuous sources of blessings and preranas to us, the Parabrahma Tattva, the Shastras, the Devata Gana, the Guru Gana, the Jagannatha, the Jagat Pita. All of them are always, because otherwise they are not employed, they are busy, they are waiting only for us to approach them and seek the blessings. May we realize, recognize it, and do the due upasanas, prarthanas, obediences, surrenders, and be blessed, guided by them for finding that fullness, completeness in our life. Friends, Yoga Vaashishtha Maha is the Shastra we have taken for Adhyana 271 days back, 9 months, on Jan 2422, when Sri Rama Mandira Pratishtha is done. The same day we finished our Adhyatma Ramayana Adhyanam, which took around 555 दिन, I think, or 666, 555 days, I think. Good. Since then, we did our first Prakarana of Vairagya, then second Mumukshu Vyavahara Prakarana we are studying. We are into the 16th Sarga. What a great guidance, kind guidance, loving guidance from Vasishtha ji we are receiving through the medium Lord Rama himself in the presence of sage Narada, sage Vyasa, and all the uh, Nabastala Mahichara, Navaschara Mahichara, all the Sadhu Santa Rishi, Devatas, Gandharvas, Adi. All were listening to these teachings of Sri Vasishthaji to Ramaji, including Bharata Lakshmana Shatrughna, Dasharatji, Kausalya Sumitra Kaikai, and all the VVIPs of that Sri Rama Ayodhya of that time. Now in the 16th Sarga, the kindness of Vasishthaji, ki 4 sadhanas, entrance for the moksha. Shamaha, Vicharaha, Santoshaha, Sadhusangama. Each are so precious. And the beauty of them is, in the pursuit of one, achievement of one, all other 3 also follow. How is it so? All was guided to us yesterday by Bhagawan Vasishthaji. And his remarks, very stronger recommendations are, by all means and efforts, master at least one of them. Then only the spiritual evolution happens, in which alone we are freed from the self created samsara bandhana. Now we have seen up to the verse number uh, mm, 26 Visa. So we are left with now 9 mantras. Let us see what is his guidance today in that. Om 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 Sahana Vavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Namo Brahmadibhyo ब्रह्मविद्यासम्प्रदायकर्तृभ्यो वंशऋषिभ्यो महद्भ्यो नमो गुरुभ्यः। ॐ यैरिमे गुरुभिः पूर्वं पदवाक्यप्रमाणतः व्याख्याताः सर्वसच्छास्त्राः तान् नित्यं प्रणतोऽस्म्यहम्। ॐ श्रीराम राम रामेति रमे रामे मनोरमे सहस्रनाम तत्तुल्यं रामनामवरानने। ॐ तस्मै श्रीगुरवे वसिष्ठमुनये नित्यं नमस्कुर्महे। विश्वामित्रमुनिं शरण्यमनघं भूयो नमस्याम्यहं। तस्मै वाल्मीकये श्रीगुरुतमगुरवे भूरिभावैर्नताः स्मः। पूर्णानन्दस्वभावः स्वजनहितकृते माययोपात्तकायः कारुण्यादुद्दिदीर्षुर्जनमनवरतं मोहपङ्के निमग्नम् आविश्यान्तर्वसिष्ठं बहिरपि कलयन् शिष्यभावं वितेने यः संवादेन शास्त्रामृतजलधिममुं रामचन्द्रं प्रपद्ये। ब्रह्मानन्दं परमसुखदं केवलं ज्ञानमूर्तिं द्वन्द्वातीतं गगनसदृशं तत्त्वमस्यादिलक्ष्यम् एकं नित्यं विमलमचलं सर्वधी साक्षिभूतं भावातीतं त्रिगुणरहितं सद्गुरुं तन्नमामि सद्गुरुं तन्नमामि। ओम परब्रह्मणे श्रुतिमात्रे समस्त ब्रह्म भक्ति योग धर्म विद्या आचार्येभ्यो ऋषिभ्यो मुनिभ्यो गुरुभ्यो देवताभ्यो नमः। श्रीरामचंद्र परब्रह्मणे नमः। श्री वशिष्ठ विश्वामित्र वाल्मीकि वेदव्यासादि ब्रह्म विद्याचार्येभ्यो नमः। अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः। संकल्पः तेषां सर्वेषां कृपानुग्रहेण उपनिषदुक्त योगवासिष्ठ महारामायण शास्त्रोक्त ब्रह्मात्मैक्यबोधेन मोक्षकैवल्यप्राप्त्यर्थं श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणेतिहाससन्तवाङ्मयोक्तसाध्यसाधनानुभव तत्रोक्तऋषिमुनिगुरुदेवता दर्शनानुग्रहानुभवप्राप्त्यर्थं सनातनधर्मस्य वैदिकहैन्दव संस्कृतेः साम्प्रदायानां शास्त्राणां मोक्षमार्गाणां गुरुशिष्यभक्तभगवत्परम्परादीनां पुनरुत्थानजागरणविश्वव्याप्तिद्वारा विश्व आध्यात्मिकप्रगति एकता शान्ति पुरोभिवृद्ध्यर्थमस्मिन् सनातनधर्मसंस्थापने कङ्कणबद्ध अस्माकं स सर्वेषां पूर्णायुरारोग्यैश्वर्य क्षेमस्थैर्यधैर्यवीर्यादि समस्तशक्तिसम्पदा सानुकूल्यता साधनानां प्राप्तिबाह्याभ्यन्तर शत्रुविघ्ननिर्मूलनद्वारा धर्म संस्थापनकार्ये निरन्तर दिग्विजयार्थं श्रीराममन्दिरवत् शिवकृष्णादिसमस्त मन्दिराणामाश्रमाणां पुण्यदिव्यक्षेत्राणां विश्वविद्यालयादीनां भूभागादीनां पुनरवाप्तितेषु निरन्तर शास्त्राध्ययन अध्यापना उपासना यज्ञयाग साधना सेवा तपस्यादीनां द्वारा भारतवर्षस्य सनातनधर्मस्य बाह्याभ्यन्तरशत्रूणां शाश्वतरूपेण समूल निर्मूलनार्थं भारतवर्षे विश्वे च अस्मात् क्षणादारभ्य वैदिकहैन्दव संस्कृतेः शाश्वतरूपेण सुसम्प्रतिष्ठावाप्त्यर्थं तदर्थं शतसहस्रानन्तसङ्ख्येषु महात्मानां ऋषीणां गुरूणां मुनीनाम् अवताराणाम् आगमनार्थं च विश्वे मोक्षधर्मपुरुषार्थ प्रतिष्ठाद्वारा विश्व संरक्षणाभिवृद्ध्यर्थं च अस्यां कक्षायाम् आगतानां सर्वेषां सङ्कल्पितसत्कर्मसु दिग्विजयार्थं च तेषां हृदये परब्रह्मभक्ति भगवद्देवता गुरुशास्त्रभक्ति सत्संग साधना सेवा भक्ति देशभक्ति धर्म सनातन धर्म भक्ति माता पितृभक्त्यादीनां द्वारा जन्म साफल्यार्थमनेक शास्त्राणाम् अध्ययन साधना प्रयत्न मध्ये श्री वाल्मीकि महर्षि विरचित श्री योगवासिष्ठ महारामायण शास्त्रस्य पारायणमध्ययनं साधना प्रयत्नं मोक्षार्थं वयं सर्वे करिष्यामहे। Om Sri Ramachandra Parabrahmane Namaha. Sri Vashishtha Namaha. Sri Yoga Vaashishtha Ramayana Shastram Mangalacharana Shlokaha. Om Yada Sarvani Bhutani Pratibhanti Sthitani Cha Yatraivokashamam Yanti Tasmai Satyatmane Namaha. Jnata Jnanam Tadha Jneyam Drashta Darshana Drishabhuh Karta Hetu Kriyayasmat Tasmai Jnaptyatmane Namaha. Swaranti Sikarayasmadānandasyaṁ Varevanau Sarveshāṁ Jivanam Tasmai Brahmanandatmane Namaha. Divi Bhumau Tatha Kashe Bahirantascha Me Vibhu Yo Vibhatyo Bhasatma Tasmai Sarvatmane Namaha. Om Sri Ramachandra Parabrahmane Namaha. Atha Dvitiya Mumukshu Vyavahara Prakaranam. Atha Sadhu Sangama Sadachara Nirupanam Nama Shodasha Sargaha Sri Vaashishtha Uvacha. So yesterday we were so beautifully guided with four examples that like what it was ki Narayana. If one thing Shama is achieved, then Satsangati Santosha Vichara easily come like the loaded cargo ships float in the ocean. So follow Shama, other three come. Then he was saying that once we follow Satsamagama, then the Vichara, then Santosha, then Shama, they just come as if somebody under the Kalpa Vriksha, how all the wealth he gets just by the Sankalpa. Then the third one sword was like Chandrama has got such a Saundaryadi Gunaha. He only has to rise in the horizon, the Purna Chandrama. The whole Saundarya of the whole universe is an outcome effortless. In the same way, if one is having the Santosha named one guna, Vichara, Shama, Satsanga, obviously follow. Then the fourth one is here, when a great mantri is there, how all the Vijayas with the Shaturajya or all the Vijayas in successful ruling of the kingdom in which all the things required for the Praja are done by the Raja. If the matured complete mantri is there, all the other successes are obvious. In the same way, ki vichara is the great sadhana. If one has got satsanga, santosha, shama, they just follow. So therefore, shamaha, absolute control, calmness of the mind. Shama is not lethargy, the tamoguna. Mind is always in the Swacha Guna, Shuddha Guna, Nirmala Guna, and it is active, dynamic, like the very alert watchman or soldier or Z plus security guard. He, in his 20 years of service, appears to be doing nothing, but in that doing nothing only, he is doing everything in the form of absolute alertness. So, too, the mind is in the Shuddha Sattva Guna and it is fully in our control. That is called as Shama. Achieve that. Then the second one is Vichara. On the basis of Shastra Jnana, always doing the Vicharana of Dharma Dharma, Papa Punya, Bandha Moksha, Atma Anatma. Never even a moment rest should be given or forgotten this art of doing vichara, and in that give up adharma, take the dharma, give up papa, take the punya, give up all that by which we get the bondage, do that things which by which we get moksha. Finally, the atma tattva chintana anubhuti. This is called as the vichara always should be maintained. That should be there with us. And always remember, in the vichara rahita vyakti, in that vyakti in whose buddhi there is no vichara, to him only all the mano vikara and indriya akarshanadi and sharira tamogunadi enter. A person with always vichara has higher goals and ambitions. Working towards that, he will never become the slave to this destroying manendriya, deha and bahya vastus. Therefore, the vichara value, vichara mahima, we must know. Third one was santosha. Opposite of santosha is trishna and lobha. They are such black holes and diseases that they never end only by themselves. And they put us so busily in the worldliness as well as push us to do all that is wrong. One question: how to stop our outflow, how to stop our extrovertedness? Only one thing: संतुष्टि, संतोषः. संतोष से ज्यादा धन संपदा नहीं है, असंतोष से ज्यादा दरिद्रता नहीं है. Whether we have or don't have the wealth. In that way, many things were given to us as knowledge regarding this Santosha named Tritiya Sadhana. Santushti Trupti. Beautiful it was. And the fourth one was the Sadhu Sangama. Who are sadhus? That is explained. And it was said by all means and sacrifices approach the sadhus. Again by all means and worships propitiate the sadhus, and by all concentrations and surrenders get guided by the sadhus, and with all commitments do the sadhana indicated by the sadhus. That was a punchline in this fourth topic of Sadhu Sangat. You know, Tribhuvana Sajjana Sangatireka Bhavati Bhavarnavatarane Nauka Sangasats Vidiyatam. Satsangatve Nisangatum. So many why references and quotations in our life itself, wherever we, for a good period of time, by our self effort or Purusha Prarabdha, we were in Satsangati a week at 10 days, in a camp or with a Mahatmaji or in a company of saints, with whatever the means or program, how much our lives were filled with informations, inspirations, and with life. Life is filled with life when we are with the Sadhu Sangati. And if that's not done, by default, we do the Dussangati. And how that Dussangati totally drags us down and down from the human level to the animal devilish level. So all these were guided to us very powerfully by sage Vasishtha. Now one of them you practice, other four, three will automatically follow. After that shloka, we will see the remaining ones. Okay. This we saw just now also we repeated the Chabbisma Satsanga Santosha Shama Vicharapati Sammatau Pravartante Mantrivare Rajani Vajayashriyah Mantrivare Rajani Jayashriyah Iva. Mantrivara, a best of the minister. If a Raja has, how the Jayashri, the wealth of victories, keep on coming to him. In the same way, Vicharavati Sammatau. A person who is doing the Vichara, Sammati means as guided by the Shastra. है ना? शास्त्र सम्मति के अनुसार the one who does vichara, to him satsanga, santosha, shama will come like the victories to that king who has got the great mantri. Because a Vicharavan person understands the need of quietening the mind. Shama comes to him. Understands need of being contented. Then goes to the satsanga. A Vicharavan Vyakti. Again in the satsangama gati, guidance whatever he receives, उसका फिर से विचार करेगा. In that fire and heat of vichara, all the avidya, jnana, all vasana, samsara just burns to become ashes. Then what is truth? That is revealed. Please remember, none of our Shastriya, Upanishadic, Vedantic guidances are a mere sayings. No. They are thousands of times proved in each generation, each period of history by thousands of Mahatmas. Those who practiced them, realized them and became Mahatma. ऐसे वैसे सिर्फ कहने वाले कहानियां नहीं है, वो सत्य है. Okay. Now let us see today's guidances. 1. तस्मादेकतमं नित्यं एतेषां रघुनन्दन पौरुषेण मनोजित्वा यत्नेनाभ्याहरेतु गुणम्. तस्मादेकतरम् एकतमं नित्यं एतेषां रघुनन्दन पौरुषेण मनोजित्वा यत्नेनाभ्यास अभ्याहरेतु गुणम्. How many Visheshanas are added? How much completeness is there in the guidance you see. First, he addresses Sri Ramji as Raghunandana, the one who is giver of the Ananda to the Raghukula, to the Pitru-devatas also. In our generation, such great Rama came. Then the further Ramji के बाद जो आने वाले generations, they look back and see in our generations earlier, रघुकुल को आनंद देने वाले. It also means when these gunas are there, you will be happy, you can make your kula also is happy. Whenever the, like when Bhagawan Krishna says to Arjuna, Kuru Sattama, means what? In all Kuru Amsha, all are Mahasattamas, capable and achievers were there. You belong to that. You also be an achiever. Same there also. Here it is Raghunandana, there Kuru Nandana. Both बार कहते हैं भगवान कृष्ण. The Kuru Vamsa has always done good things for themselves and the world. They enjoyed their living. You also do so. So, हे रघुनंदन, हे राम, रघुकुल को आनंद देने वाले, तस्मात, because of all the above said reasonings, examples, logics, explanations, guidances, tasmat etesham, among these four, shamaha, vicharaha, santosha, sadhusangama, etesham, among these four, ekatamam, one, whichever you feel easier to you, one of them. But the next adjectives are important. One of them, nityam, paurushena, manojitva, yatnena, abhyaharet. See, the 5 adjectives are given. Therefore, one among the above 4 said gunas, you have to do what? Abhyaharet means, aharet means you have to totally take into yourselves. Aharana means taking into oneself, like ahara. Ahriyate iti aharaha. So, tasmad etesham ekatamam aharet. Therefore, one of these 4 gunas should be fully taken into you. And they are not as easy as said. Yet, whatever the preparations, mental practices, outer required, you must do. They are 4. 1. Nityam. Therefore, the nityata should be there. Nityata in the efforts to gain it. After that, nityata in maintaining it. Means nitya varishrama to gain it. Having gained also, nitya alertness to maintain it and use it for the purpose for whatever that sadguna helps. So nityam is always. Otherwise, these 4 gunas, everybody will have once in a while. शमः, या कभी कभी हम भी कर रहे थे, विचारः, या 2 सेकंड पर डे, संतोषः, वी आर ऑल्सो लिटिल बिट, साधु संगम 2 सेकंड. No, no, no. Nitya word is important. In all spiritual sadhanas, Nityata is important. Otherwise, even Ravana, Suradi also, sometime or the other, they were also kind. Even Hiranyakashipu also, sometime was kind. Parama Dushta people also are good quotations. They also quote of Shastras. Like we saw Hiranyakashipu, how much Vedanta he taught to the wife of Hiranyaksha in our 7th Skanda Bhagavat Mahapurana. And again, now he himself went tapasya to get the powers to finish even Narayana himself. So, Nityata, is it understood? First, Nityam. First is Ahareta, second is Nityam, third one is Paurushena. It is Paurushena is by your own Purushartha Prayatna. In the Purushartha Prayatna, one of these qualities, two of them, three, four, gaining these should be the fulfillment in the Paurusha Prayatna given by God. The ability to put efforts called Purushartha, Bhagavan gave us not to destroy others, not to indulge in the world. That also Purusha. But that's all misusing. The right Purusha use is gaining any of these qualities. Therefore, Aharet, Nityam Aharet, Paurushena Aharet. Fourth one is Manojitva Aharet. The mind which again and again because of its habits tries to take us away from that prayatna. Therefore, man ko jeet kar. One of the ways to win the mind is strong, convinced intellect. When the intellect is strongly convinced that this guna has to be practiced, within that, mind and its various distractions can be conquered. And what Vasishtha was teaching to us was this conviction to our buddhi only about the importance of all the four of these qualities in last four sargas. देखो कितने हो गया आहरेत नित्यम आहरेत पौरुषेण आहरेत then manojitva and fifth one is prayatnena or yatnena aharet, the effort we have to put. Then abhi aharet, abhi means abhyaharet means abhitaha paritaha sarvataha, not a little bit 5% 10%, no, 90% भी नहीं चलेगा, 95 भी नहीं चलेगा, 99 भी नहीं, 100%. That's called abhi. Abhitah aharet. So tasmad he Raghunandana etesham ekatamam nityam paurushena manojitva yatnena abhitah asamantat haret. This is how the Sanskrita shlokas have to be understood by understanding one by one word. हे रंगुनंदन तस्मात् एतेषाम् एकतमं नित्यं पौरुषेण मनोजित्वा यत्नेन आहरेत् अभ्याहरेत् एतेषाम् एकतमं गुणम. One of these four of the values. Guna means quality or value. नो टेल मी, इससे सिंपल, इसमें इससे डायरेक्ट कौन हमें गाइड कर सकता है? अब इतना सिंपल डायरेक्ट गाइडेंस को भी हम सुनने को टाइम नहीं देते, समझने के लिए बुद्धि नहीं लड़ाते, स्वीकार करने को और ईगो को हम कम नहीं करते, प्रैक्टिस करने के लिए मेहनत नहीं करते हैं. हु विल डू आवर कल्याण? बताओ, हु विल प्रोटेक्ट अस फ्रॉम आवर ओन सेल्व्स? a big question. Nobody needed to destroy us. In our millions of lives, we never gave chance to anyone to destroy us because we are self-sufficient. Because of this carelessness, negligence, arrogance, justification, etc., of not listening, understanding, accepting, initiating, practicing such great guidances given to us by the most kind Gurus, Mahatmas like Sage Vasishtha ji. Let us change our way of life. our view of life. View is spiritual, way is totally surrendering to Guru Maharaj, following him. Guru is Vaashishtha. He has told us. This is Shama, this is Vichara, this is Santosha, this is SADHUSANGAMA. Practice one, other they'll follow. They're all Dwarapala for the moksha. We already seen how the Shama becomes moksha Dwarapala. Shama is the quietness of mind. When the mind is quite non-agitated, the truth just reveals like when the water is calm, still, pure, the bottom of the river is seen. How Vichara gives moksha? Because through Vichara, the self is real, everything is mithya, unreal, and self is me, everything is projection. That revelation happens. Therefore, Vichara gives moksha. How Santosha gives moksha? Because Santosha quietens mind. In the quiet mind, self is revealed. How Sadhu Sangama? Sadhu Sangama gives moksha because Sadhu's anugraha, Sadhu Mahara Tamo Shakti, and Sadhu Sangama is not physical, no. Also, living life as guided by him. He teaches us, he makes us do things only for moksha, our moksha. This is how each of them are fully capable of getting us moksha. Therefore, they are moksha dvare dvarapalaha chatvara sampragirtitaha shamaha vicharaha santoshaha चतुर्थः साधु संगमः. नो राम जी है इतने लोग हैं सुने या ना सुने मिस किए होंगे. Therefore, Bhagavan again repeats. Unlike today, where we have recordings, rare recordings to play and again play, so fortunate we are thanks to the science. Such things were not there. Therefore, either Shisha will ask again the Guru, Maharaj फिर से बोलिए, या Guru himself, knowing the importance of the thought, he himself repeats it. और हिमसेल आस बेटा समझ में आया कि नहीं. महाराज आधा आया पूरा नहीं आया, आओ थोड़ा बताइए, चलो सुन लो. Idea is that precious thought should be fully convinced or conveyed to the audience. Therefore, Bhagavan repeats in the mantra 28. What he says, Param Paurushamashritya Jitva Chittamatangajam Yavad Eko Gunonantaha Tavannastyuttama परं पौरुषमाश्रित्य जित्वा चित्तमतङ्गजं यावदेको गुणो नान्तः तावन्नास्त्युत्तमा गतिः. See the clarity again thought. Wonderful it is. What he says is param paurusham ashritya. With the support of extreme free will or self-effort. Extreme, highest level. Param paurusham ashritya. Because these sadhanas are not as easy as said. They need our total powers, like in the world also. To get lots of money and maintain, to get lots of name and fame and maintain, to get big power, position and maintain, Parama Paurusha is required. So, supreme power effort. Param Paurusha means supreme effort. Be ready for that. Supreme effort का आश्रय लेकर परम पौरुषम आश्रित्य. Second is very important. Jitva chitta matangajam. So matangaja means the elephant which has got, matangaja means terrible intoxication. Generally, the elephant itself is intoxicant. Madagaja बोलते हैं उसको. तो चित्ता named Madagaja having Jitva conquered it. Here is where we have to focus. Chitta is storehouse of memories. That means the vasanas. So Jitva Chitta Matangaja means remember. Whatever are there in the Chitta, the vasanas, they alone express as Nishchayas in the Buddhi, Sankalpa Vikalpas in the Mana, and they are owned by or practiced by the Ahankar. So for many, many lives, we were doing only the things which are opposite to Shama, Vichara, Santosha, Sadhusanga. The chitta is filled with them. Therefore, from the chitta, the reluctance in the mind, the indecisiveness in the intellect, the disinterest in the ego to practice these things come. Like you don't want to come to the class. Why? The vasana in the heart, Anna, it just pushes you either to the intellect, it gives some logic, or to the mind, it gives some emotion, or to the ego, it gives some type of push. To three together decide that चलो इस क्लास में हम नहीं जाएंगे, इस मंदिर में नहीं जाएंगे, इस गुरु के पास नहीं जाएंगे, साधना नहीं करेंगे. Otherwise, everybody general, a decent fellow, knows that when you go to satsang, we get the jnana and all. A decent fellow. I can't expect everybody to be so. So a decent fellow will definitely have. But then, if you are decent enough to know that when you go to satsanga, the jnana is gained. Who is the one who has not allowed you to go? The chittam. The chitta comes in the mind as the doubts are, sorry, in the emotions, sentiments, distractions, postponements. In the buddhi, it comes as either reluctance or some other conviction. And the ego always is the gulam of these two. Okay, yes, you what you both say are right. Let's not go to class. Let's not become spiritual. Let's not do the sadhanas. As ever in millions of lives we are doing, let us indulge in the bhoga only in the jagat. Who is doing all of that? Our own अंतःकरण. उसको जीतना है. चित्त मतंग गजम जित्वा पौरुषेण प्रयत्नेन यावत् till एको गुणः न अन्तः. One of the guna is not fully 100% not conquered till the time tavat na asti uttama gati. Till that time the uttama gati of Paramatma Prapti and Moksha having gained which there is no samsara at all, that is never achieved. Obviously, when that Uttama Gati is not achieved, the other things are what? The Madhyama Gati of Manushya Janma or Urdhva Loka Janma, or the Adhava Gati of Pashu Pakshi Sarisrupa Vanaspati Narakadi Pretadi Tiriyagadi. तो आपको मोक्ष रूपी उत्तमा गति चाहिए तो तब तक नहीं मिलेगा जब तक one of these four gunas is fully achieved. And for that, the obstruction, the obstacle is your own chitta matangaja. And that chitta matangaja is jitva, conquered by the param paurusha ashritya. The high level of, extreme level of purushartha ashritya. Param paurusha. Go all in all the way. You know, these days the war that we see, this Israel's way of attacking all those people. देखो आप, for this one small tiny Israel country, 2 करोड़ है कि 10 करोड़ है उसका आबादी. How many groups of terrorists are there around them as an enemy to them? The Kuwait wale, the Jordan wale, the Iran wale, the Iraq wale, the Lebanon wale, the Gaza wale. How many of them are enemy? But these fellow ना क्या डिसाइड कर लिया पता नहीं. All in all they are attacking. Anybody elected new leader finish. No, whether it's good or bad, correct or right, how what consequences further it leads to, they are all different opinions. We are talking here the Param Paurusha Mahashrit. He's not living only, not compromising only. Isn't it? Param Paurusham. We have to be in that mood. Those things we have to bring and make them possible in our life. Right? Because of in the chitta, either the extroverted bhoga samskaras or self-created, self-imagined weaknesses. Intellectual weaknesses, not understanding this. The emotional weaknesses, no, I cannot give up the bhoga. The ego weakness is what? How can I do? I'm good for nothing, fellow. मेरी औकात कहाँ है इसका. From the chitta, these three weaknesses come. The ego says, I cannot do. The mind says, how can I give up the bhoga? Intellect says, no, I can't understand it. How can it be possible to me? The chitta matang, paurushena jitva, param paurusham ashritya, jitva chitta matangaja. Yavat Eko guna na antaha. One guna is not completely, as long as not gained, tavat nasti uttama gati. So till that time, one can never get the uttama gati of moksha. That means he'll be always in reveling in the arthakama, doing the dharma, and instead of moksha, he'll be bound only to the janma marana and jararoga and all dvandvas of जय पराजय सुख दुख आदि ये सब संसार कहते हैं. I am just pausing here for me and you all of us to allow that thought to sink in because they are very precious. You and I will never get the moksha till at least one of the gunas is not mastered. And to master it, we have to do the param paurusham. And who is the obstacle? The chitta matangaja. Therefore, usko jeetna hi padega. Become alert about all the time. The emotions of mind, thoughts of intellect, justifications of ego. Whenever they are opposite to any of these four sadhanas, understand the earlier trained, mistrained and misprepared chitta is becoming an obstruction. Become alert of it. How to negotiate, how to conquer it. So here Param Paurushamashritya mein कभी सेल्फ एक्सेप्टेड सेल्फ डिसिप्लिन्स सब सर कभी सरेंडर्स कभी द व्रत दीक्षास कभी गोइंग टू सच प्लेसेस बीइंग विद सच महात्मास इसको कहते हैं परम पौरुष विच एवर वर्क्स दैट एस्पेक्ट वी हैव टू टेक टू डू बोथ वन चित्त मतंगज का नियंत्रण जीतना सेकंड इज प्रैक्टिसिंग एंड मास्टरिंग either shama or vichara or santosha or sadhu sangama done. This is the beauty of this 28वां श्लोक. Now we are left with 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. 7 श्लोकास. Two more we'll see today. The 29वां श्लोक में कहते हैं ये बढ़िया है ना ये श्लोक एज ए सुभाषितम इन सो मेनी क्लासेस और texts or mahatmas take as a reference. Out of 32,000 shlokas, at least there are 2 to 300 shlokas of Yogavasma Ramayana. They can be taken for the general inspiration. Many, many. Beautiful they are. One of them is this one. Famous. What is it? पौरुषेण प्रयत्नेन दन्तैर्दन्तान् विचूर्णयेत् यावन्नाभिनिविष्टं ते मनो नाम गुणार्णवे. पौरुषेण प्रयत्नेन दन्तैर्दन्तान् विचूर्णयेद् यावन्नाविनिविष्टं ते गुणार्जने पौरुषेण प्रयत्नेन दन्तैर्दन्तान् विचूर्णयेद् यावत् न अविनिविष्टन्ते गुणार्जने. Sometimes, our limited vocabulary or the examples or the way of telling, style of telling will never be sufficient to explain the beauty of that mantra. Like sometime a beautiful scene we have seen. अब उसको कहाँ describe करने को? If we don't have the language, we fail only. So such are the shlokas where some speakers succeed in conveying, many fail, including me. भगवान यहाँ कहते हैं हे राम, ओ राम, पौरुषेण प्रयत्नेन, with your purushartha prayatna means with all your self efforts. The next line is very important. Dantair dantan vichurnayet. With your own teeth, you bite and powder your own teeth. You understood? Whenever the heavy works of any sort done, all the strength is invoked somehow by chewing both the teeth, bringing the teeth together. Isn't it? When you have to scold someone, shouted, that time also आपके दोनों दांत ऊपर नीचे के पास में थे. When you have to lift the heavy weight, when you have to pull somebody or push somebody और दौड़ लगाना है. The danta hi dantan vichurnayet is a special thing happens by chewing one's own teeth with one's own teeth. In that doing so, all our energy is brought into the action which we are doing, whichever the action. You can see people the plowing the land that time, or lifting the heavy weights, or you can see in the द्वंद्व युद्धास, ये बार बार दिखते हैं आपको. It's a wrestling competition or boxing competition. Even if you see that bowling, somebody is being hit by the batsman for fours and sixers, वो अपने दांत चबा के ना इसको कैसे भी आउट करूंगा करके बॉल करेगा. So to the bowler is when so much troubling batsman. वो तो एक बार दांत चबा के he'll come forward and hit the ball for a sixer. You see that even in football में only last 5 minutes are there, 4 and 3. So जिनका गोल 3 है अब इक्वलाइज करने के लिए, so that the penalty shootout extra time मिलेगा, he will दंत दंत में चबा कर, whether it is कोई हॉकी हो या फुटबॉल हो, कैसे दौड़ते हैं. इन द रग्बी आल्सो यू सी इन दैट कबड्डी टूर्नामेंट आल्सो, 4-3 पॉइंट का फर्क है बस, एंड ओनली 3 राउंड्स आर देयर. I go and they come and I go. How to get those 4 equalizing points? Fifth point to win over. कैसे दांत दांत चबाते. And in the parliaments also, the opposition party अपना कुंदक निकालने के लिए, क्योंकि हार गए ना, कैसे दांत चबा कर चिल्लाते हैं. अब थोड़ा उनको ज़्यादा सीट मिल गए मानो, जस्ट लाइक नाउ, बिकॉज द मूर्ख इंडियंस वोटेड देम, बेवकूफ लोग. And to answer them, the ruling party also had to shout at the pitch. How many examples we gave? The dantai dantan churnayet means which means you just chew your teeth by yourself, means pull all your abilities, capabilities to do that work. So paurushena prayatnena dantai dantan vichurnayet, then yavat, for what, until what, yavat na abhinivishtam te manaha, till your mind is not aviniveshita, entered into the understanding of these gunas, the understanding of value of these gunas, and convinced to practice and master these gunas, and really practiced and mastered, till the time, hey Rama, you cannot leave it. So yavat na avinivishtam te manaha, hey Rama, guna arjane. In the obtainment, arjana means earning. In the earning of these 4 gunas or any one of them, यस पौरुष प्रयत्न करते रहो, दंत को दंत से चबाते हुए. एंड दैट दांत को दांत चबाना टिल दैट इज ओवर, इट इज डन. है ना, दैट वेट लिफ्टर्स आप देखोगे ना, बाप रे, इतना ऐसा करके दांत पकड़ उठाना पड़ता है उसको. द वेट लिफ्टर्स एंड रेसलर्स, दे गुड एग्जाम्पल फॉर अस टू सी. दंत ही दंतान विचूर्ण. Maybe the other example is somebody is chasing to beat or loot or kill. कैसे दौड़ लगाते हैं बचाने को अपने आप को. सो इस तरह का मेहनत करो हे राम, टिल योर माइंड, द वर्ड यूज्ड हियर इज यावत न अभिनिविष्टम ते मनः गुणार्जने. नाउ हियर आई हैव टू लिटिल pause and try to make understand what's meant by Vaashishtha ji for both of us. यावत न अभिनिविष्टम मन राम गुणार्जने, मन अभिनिवेश होना है उस गुणार्जन में. अभिनिवेश मीन्स आइडेंटिफिकेशन, है ना, अविद्या अस्मिता राग द्वेष अभिनिवेश. So mind has to get aviniveshita, means totally attached with, identified with that single goal of doing the arjana, earning of that guna. Gunarjane mana avinivesha. Like the janas are dhanarjane mana avinivesha. Their mind is soaked into, lost into the identification with the project of earning money, with the project of earning the name and fame, in the project of getting the power. कैसा उनका मन अभिनिवेश होता है. There are some people, they want to crack that civil services. उनका मन उसमें अभिनिवेश होकर all the time they are into it. They sacrifice every comfort and all. That's how they top it. मन अभिनिवेश होना है उन गुणों का अर्जन करने में, मतलब पूरे उसी में एनग्रास होना है, totally in that. Mana Abhinivesh. Like some projects which you take and very pet loving to you, whether it's making a house. Abhinivesh karke man ko, there are some people see to it that the house is made, constructed so beautifully. Don't neglect any one aspect. उनका फ्लोरिंग का हो, फर्निशिंग का हो, व्हाट यू कॉल द वाइट वॉश का हो, एवरी ऑफ द इंटीरियर्स कहिए, ऑल ऑफ देम जी जान दिल लगाकर बना लेते हैं अपने लिए घर. So many people are there, Abhinivesh, when they have to get their daughter married. मना अभिनिवेश, कोई भी कसर नहीं छोड़ना, कमी नहीं होना. Very good person selected to be bridegroom. Good place is selected. Maximum people are invited. The decoration is fantastic. The dining is an excellent thing. So the mana abhinivesh karke without leaving anything neglected, they do. You understood now? People are there in every field, some of them. A doctor in all his 30, 40 years of service, every patient he has with mana abhinivesha has taken care. They may not be recognized by us or government. The Lord is watching them. They are the Mahayogis. Position can be anything. It can be head of the department, it can be a clerk or class for employee. There are genius people who पूरा अपना मन अभिनिवेश करके वो काम करते हैं. Even some houses that servants 25, 30 years they served. Even next generation. I know some families they are lucky to have such servants. Mana abhinivesh. Not even one day of carelessness or negligence or taking things for granted or becoming irresponsible. वो तो महायोगी है वो. प्रारब्धवश वैसे बने हैं लेकिन उनके लक्षण तो योगी के ही लक्षण है. ये हमारे मालिक का घर है, साफ सुथरा होना है, खाना ठीक बनना है, उनका तबीयत ठीक होना है, उनके वाह व्हाट अ ब्यूटीफुल थिंग. देयर आर सम वाइव्स आल्सो अभिनिवेश करके मन को टेक केयर ऑफ हस्बैंड. हस्बैंड आल्सो टोटली अभिनिवेश identification takes care of wife her needs. Some houses the both parents with full avinivesha, with beautiful thinking, understanding, everyday meeting, having a meeting to how to bring up the children. कौन से स्कूल, कौन सा कॉलेज, कौन सी पढ़ाई, कैसा वाला ट्यूशन. देर आर पेरेंट्स भैया अभिनिवेश होते हैं बच्चों के परवरिश के लिए. ग्रेट इट इज. ऑल ऑफ देम सक्सीड and that's required. Here also, guna arjane mana avinivesha is avashyaka. So till the mana becomes avinivishta in the effort of arjana of the guna, till that time paurushena prayatna dantair dantahan vichurne. You चबाओ अपने दांतों को, सारा अपना पुरुष प्रयत्न करो, but you should engross in fully gaining these gunas, maintaining these gunas. Shamaha, Vicharaha, Santoshaha, and Sadhu Sangamaha. Now we have 6 beautiful shlokas. Let us enjoy them tomorrow. आज इतना काफी है. ओम पूर्णमद पूर्णमिदम पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते. ओम शांति शांति शांति. हरि ओम. श्री गुरुभ्यो परमऋषिभ्यो परब्रह्मणे. बोल श्री रामचंद्र भगवान की जय. ओम न तत्र सूर्यो भाति न चंद्र तारकम नेमा विद्युतो भान्ति कुतोऽयं तमेव भान्तो तस्य भासा नारायण दास नमो ब्रह्मदेवाय ब्रह्मणो. बोल श्री रामचंद्र भगवान की जय. योग वासिष्ठ महारामायण शास्त्र की जय. वशिष्ठ विश्वामित्र वाल्मीकि वेद व्यासानि ब्रह्म विद्याचार्य की जय. बोलो भाई सब संतन की जय. रघुनाथ महाराज की जय. आज के आनंद की जय. पार्वती पते हर हर महादेव हर. सर्वत्र गोविंद नाम संकीर्तन गोविंदा गोविंद. जानकी जीवन स्मरण जय राम राम. अम्बे अम्बे श्री आदिपराशक्ति माता की जय. समस्त श्रोता भक्त साधक से उपासक ज्ञान धर्म संस्थापक मुमुक्षु मुक्तगण की जय. भारत माता की जय. सनातन धर्म की जय. वैदिक हिंद संस्कृति की जय. अध्यात्म जीवन विधान की जय. समस्त श्रोतागण की जय. Friends, today's homework is at least 3 to 4 minutes before sleep. Shamaha, Vichara, Santosha, Sadhu Sangama. Try to understand the meaning, definition of them. Try to understand how important they are. And some planning, some conviction to practice them. सम प्लानिंग, सम कन्विक्शन, ये थोड़ा होमवर्क कर ले में, तो पढ़ने का थोड़ा तो फायदा होना चाहिए ना. इट्स नॉट ए टीवी सीरियल or cinema that we come every day, listen and put off, continue to be as samsari as earlier without any effortful transformation within. It won't help. Right? Now join in 5 minutes to study the Tattvopadeshavadi Shankara as well as Sankshipta Skanda Purana. Yesterday we concluded Bhumi Varaha Khanda in Vaishnava Khanda. Today we'll start Utkala Khanda in the Vaishnava Khanda. Beautiful topic it is. Then Kartika Masa Mahatmya, all of them will come. So by all these Puranic Kathas, Bhagavan's presence, Bhakta doing Bhakti and being blessed by Bhagavan, getting rid of all problems, getting all the riches, wealth, powers and lokas, even getting oneness with Paramatma, the moksha. So these Puranas inspire us in this noble life. इसलिए every day Vedanta we have to study. Puranas, through them the bhakti we have to study. Yoga we have to study to understand the need of controlling our inner equipment. Seva karma yogas we have to do every day. Practice the values and our duties. What are beautiful things that are there for us to do. So engross in them. Anything other than it is the untrained mind, the childish mind, the raw mind, the rustic mind, the immature mind, for whatever reason. That has to be quieted. That has to be trained. The immature. Thank you. Come in 5 minutes. Jai